Good evening, everyone. After a successful beginning of the Next Level Architecture Education Week, day one of the 3-day event, I welcome one and all present here to the first of its kind online webinar exclusively for the prospective students of architecture who have registered for NATA and JEE-BARC, a platform where India's top renowned universities are going to talk about their college and enlighten our students all over India and internationally. A chance for the emerging architectural students to know in depth of their future colleges.
A very good evening to all the students and aspiring students and also the panelists. Yesterday was an eventful day and we saw some inspiring presentations. A small recap of yesterday and the institutions that presented. First, we had the School of Planning and Architecture, SPA New Delhi, one of the oldest and pioneers in the architectural education field in the country, presenting its inspiring works. Next, we had RVS Chennai Padmavati School of Architecture, also known as the Alternative School of Architecture, TASA, showcasing innovative and futuristic ideas in architectural education. Followed by Jindal School of Art and Architecture, Haryana, presenting their unique approach to education and how they push the limits and develop new ideas. It was followed by an interesting and innovative presentation by Miyasi Academy of Architecture, a pioneer in the field of architectural education in the state of Tamil Nadu. Finally, we had Krivya Mumbai, Kamala Raheja College, that showcased how they have shaped their education system uniquely through the entire program. For all the students who had missed out on these innovative presentations, we request you to follow us on YouTube. The video is completely available on YouTube and it's also available on website. All the best to all the aspiring students. Over to you, Ayman. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. On day one of the program, we had around 1,000 plus registrations, and we are overwhelmed to see around 1,500 plus registration with over 4,000 plus views on YouTube. Before we start, I request the institutions to stick to 20 minutes timing as we have 6 institutions presenting today. Starting, the first institution joining us is Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee, in Jaipur. Indian Institute of Technology, Roorkee is amongst the foremost of institutes of national importance in higher technological education and engineering, basic and applied research. Since its establishment, the institute has played a vital role in providing the technical manpower to the country and in pursuit of research. The institute ranks amongst the best technological institutions in the world and has contributed to all sectors of development. It has also been considered a trendsetter in the area of education and research in the field of science, technology, and engineering. The institute offers bachelor's degree courses in 10 disciplines of engineering and architecture and postgraduate degrees in 55 disciplines of engineering, applied science, architecture, and planning. The institute has facilities of doctoral works in all department and research centers. To present IIT Roorkee, joining us, we have Dr. Avalokita Agarwal, Assistant Professor. Dr. Avalokita Agarwal is an architect working in the domain of sustainable building environment. She studied her bachelor's in architecture from IIT Roorkee and then finished the PhD from IIT Roorkee itself. Since the course of her PhD, she has worked at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory in Berkeley. Before coming back to academics, she worked for some corporate companies. She worked extensively with whole building simulation tools in the domain of energy efficiency in buildings. Her work now focuses largely on sustainable built environment. She has been an active sports person and continues the enthusiasm through her teachings in and out of class. For any queries and questions regarding the college, kindly make note of the details provided on screen. I now invite ma'am to please present IIT Roorkee. Thank you.
Thank you so much for such a kind introduction to both IIT Roorkee and me. Before I go on to talk about my institute and the course of architecture that we offer here, a minor correction. I think somewhere you said that IIT Roorkee is somewhere in Jaipur. No, we are based out of Uttarakhand, and Roorkee is a small town which comes under the district of Haridwar. So we are right here in the foothills, and it is a beautiful place. So, so IIT Roorkee, as you all might be knowing already, is the oldest engineering institution of the country, and it was started as Thompson College of Civil Engineering. So the college started because the British at that time, who were ruling our country, they wanted to construct this Upper Ganga Canal, which flows right through Roorkee town. And they needed to train engineers and a lot of men for designing and supervising the construction. So that is how they established this college, which initially for almost a very long period of time continued to impart education in civil engineering largely. And then gradually we diversified to offer education in all other disciplines of engineering and architecture as well. So I'll be quickly showing you. So I'll start sharing my screen now. I hope you are all able to see the screen. Is the screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So what I'm going to present is architectural education at IIT Roorkee, and this would have three distinct components. One is where I talk about IIT Roorkee and very briefly about Department of Architecture and Planning. And then I talk about the traits of architects, which we think are necessary for them, and then how education at IIT Roorkee, architectural education at IIT Roorkee, helps you in supporting that making of an architect, which we think is needed for the world. So, well, this main screen that you can see, the title screen, has a small photograph in the corner. That's me. That's in the red circle. And I am along with my students. That is one of the trips we went for. And this was a trekking trip to glaciers as part of our sustainable architecture course. And that is not just one course. I just put this up, but almost every course here continues to go on like that. So, well, this is the main building, which is called James Thompson Building of IIT Roorkee, and this was constructed right when the college was conceived. It was constructed, and it's 171 years already. So it was the legacy has been continuing for last 170 years. And this is a beautiful, huge campus of 365 acres where we have 21 academic departments, computer science, electronics, civil, electrical, mechanical, almost all major engineering branches, plus architecture, which offer 10 bachelor's degree programs and 55 postgraduate programs. And we also have 3 centers of excellence. More are in the pipeline, and very soon you will be hearing the news of a few more centers of excellence coming up. We have 100% residential facilities on campus for all the students as well as faculty. So it is a 100% residential campus where we have 19 residential hostels. We also have married accommodations because a lot of our students come here for PhD and masters once they get into the jobs. So we also have married accommodations for them. And in addition to all this supporting infrastructure, we have extraordinary facilities for extracurricular and interdisciplinary activities. We have state-of-the-art sports facilities. You name a sport and we have the facility, state-of-the-art facility for that. And a lot of student clubs are there. So this is our central library. It's a huge library with very old archival books there. And this is Department of Architecture and Planning. And I'll briefly take you through the history of Department of Architecture and Planning. So we started in 1956, and our first batch graduated in 1961. So that was the BArch degree course, a 5-year duration, which currently it is the same. And then in 1969, we were the first one in the country to start a master's program in architecture. So MArch degree program was started in 1969, followed by a master's degree in urban and rural planning in 1974. So the department has equal focus on both architecture as well as planning. And hence, since initially it was only Department of Architecture, after the introduction of this master's degree program in planning, we renamed the department as Department of Architecture and Planning. And the department currently is known as Department of Architecture and Planning, and it continues to flourish. These are some of the glimpses of our department, how it looks currently. And if you look at the rankings, as per the Times Higher Education ranking of 2019, the Department of Architecture and Planning at IIT Roorkee was ranked number 1. As per the very recent NIRF ranking, which is published by MHRD, Ministry of Human Resources and Development, Department of Architecture and Planning at IIT Roorkee stands number 2. So we have always been ranked very high, usually amongst the top 2 or 3 in the country. And we hope to continue to remain holding the same position, because the amount of effort and the kind of vision we have for ourselves, and we are part of this institute which carries a very strong legacy. We hope that we would continue to serve in a much better capacity. So very quickly, looking at the academic curriculum, we have this undergraduate degree course, postgraduate course, and we also have a research program, the PhD. So we have core courses, which you would find in all colleges across, because we are governed, all of us are governed by COA as far as the curriculum is concerned. So we have architectural design studios, building construction, and graphics, architectural graphics, the workshop, history of architecture, climatology, structures. So all these subjects are there. Then we have a lot of departmental electives. So we have elective courses which are offered by the department, for example, urban design, interior design, conservation, architectural conservation, architectural research and journalism, emerging technologies, disaster-resistant buildings. So besides the core courses, the students can opt for one or more of these departmental elective courses, which are offered in almost every semester. So you have a choice to pick up from 3 given in a basket. So you can diversify. So you need not just focus on architecture degree. You can also take a minor elective as architectural conservation, which helps students who want to pursue master's or some specific field within architecture. Besides this, another very interesting feature that we have as part of our curriculum is institute elective courses. So the students are allowed to study a subject offered by any other department also. So you can pick up, there are certain semesters in which you can do that. So you can pick up one or more of the courses from institute. So you could pick up a course from civil engineering, earthquake engineering, electrical engineering. So it is diversifying. So you are not just focused on to only architecture, you diversify. You may actually go on to learn coding and go on to make software for architectural use. So there is no limit to what you can actually do once you come here. And that is one thing which I would really like to emphasize, that In today's times, professional education should not be looked at in silos. We should not think that, okay, I'm going to be an architect, so all I can do possibly is I can design buildings, or I can do interiors, or maximum I can diversify to become a landscape architect, or maybe some of the allied fields of architecture. No, our students, through the kind of education we impart, they have been able to excel in so many different fields. People are in movie making, people are going in computer science, they're pursuing their masters and PhD from universities abroad. There are people who are making softwares, there are people who are doing excellent in managerial capacities. So it is the education which helps them diversify and take not take this as a limit to themselves. So we also have a lot of courses for postgraduate students that is again as diverse as we have for the undergrad course, the bachelor's course. So the major research areas that I can put is urban design, housing, landscape, building science, sustainable development, energy efficiency in buildings, universal design, and so on. So you have a diverse opportunity to work when you come here. Now, before I go on to how do we teach and what is our focus of architectural education here, first of all, how do we really perceive architecture? So what is architecture? So I quickly looked at some of the definitions which are given by the famous architects. So this is Jacques Inglis, and he says that architecture is the art and science of making sure that our cities and buildings actually fit with the way we want to live our lives. So it is about way of living. Norman Foster says architecture is an expression of values. The way we build is a reflection of the way we live. Again, so he focuses on architecture being a reflection of our way of living. Le Corbusier said architecture is the starting point for anyone who wants to take humanity towards a better future. Again, people come to the fore. Architecture is people-centric. Philippe Deverio from New York says architecture is the only art that you can't help but feel. So it is so related to humans. It is so related to people. So we usually conclude and perceive that architecture is actually a reflection of the way we live. It's time frozen in the form of brick, mortar, and glass. Now, if you have to become an architect to deliver architecture, I'm not even talking about diversifying your field. If it is only architecture, what is it that you really need to be? What are the traits that you need to have in you to become a successful architect or a successful professional for that matter? So I collated some of the most fundamental qualities, traits that we need to inculcate in the professionals who pass out from IIT Roorkee. First is, and most important is, one has to be empathetic. One has to be adaptable, creative, confident, and collaborative. And these 5 traits, if you have, I can guarantee that it's not just architecture where you'll be excelling wherever you go. So let us quickly go over each of the traits and look at how we try to inculcate. So what is empathy? It's the understanding of how others feel, and it makes people feel better. And it makes people better managers and workers. And the researchers, they say that connection and compassion are crucial to a sustainable and human future, which is what all of us are looking forward to. And how do we develop empathy? Is by talking to new people, trying out someone else's life. So you actually go live with people, try to find out how do they live, experience that, and you join forces for a shared cause and you stand up for others. And that is what precisely we've been doing through our courses. So this I was mentioning is the Glacier Trek, for which the Bachelor of Architecture 4th year students went on. And we stayed in the villages, we stayed with the villagers, we understood what their problems were, why their architecture is the way it is, and how do they really respond to the climate, how do they manage their food, living, everything. It's basically understanding people, how people live. That's my students tired. This is another trip where we didn't go to cities. We went to the villages, small villages, and this is a migrant community who keep moving. So they're called One Gujars, and we understood how they live. We also go, it's not went, we go to historic places to understand how architecture of the past was, understanding the principles of architecture. So basically inculcating that trait of empathy in our students. The next is adaptable. So one needs to be able to face the changes head on and accept them for what they are and adapt according to the changing situation and the challenge that has been put in front of you. Again, how do you do that? How do you become more adaptable is by talking to new people, putting yourself in different situations. And as I said, besides these tours that we keep organizing very frequently for almost every course, we have a lot of international student exchange program. So we have this DAD program, which is with Germany, and we have this another program, which is with universities in Switzerland. So our students go on a semester exchange. Of course, not everybody gets to go. It is only the ones who score very high, who are on top of the marking scheme. So they get this opportunity, and then the students can spend one semester or two in Germany or Switzerland, where they get exposed to and they become even better as professionals. It's not about education being much better in other places. It's just about the exposure. We have a different kind of exposure. These universities have a different kind of exposure to which our students are exposed to. And when they come back, of course, they share their experiences with their peers, with their classmates, colleagues, and that is a learning for everybody. The next trait, which is very important for any professional, don't think that it is a trait. Creativity is a trait which is only specific to architecture or people who are into art-related subjects or fields. No, creativity is for everybody. If you have to be on the top of your profession, of your field, you have to be creative. And what is creativity? Creativity is characterized by the ability to perceive the world in new ways, to find hidden patterns, to make connections between seemingly unrelated phenomena, and to generate solutions. So anybody who is creative is the one who would be able to look for solutions. The one who is not creative will still be stuck in the same situation because he can't really think of something new. So that is what you really need to be. And again, how do we do that? We face new challenges. We indulge in finding solutions. So newer problems, study the existing phenomena to uncover connections. So a lot of emphasis on research. These are the three things that make the students creative. How do we do that? That is something which you would find happening in almost all the architecture colleges. And that is why architecture as a course is extremely creative, and it makes professionals very creative. So we organize these workshops very frequently, almost every 15 days we have something or the other going on. So these are some of the glimpses of Department of Architecture, but we don't just stop there. It's not just a couple of these workshops in our department. We have a lot of clubs, as I was telling right in the beginning, at IIT Roorkee. So this one is, say, for example, the robotics group. They call it Mars. The students call it Mars. There is no limit to who can actually enter these clubs and contribute. A lot of our students from architecture are doing wonderful work in robotics. They are working with the teams which make these, high-speed, fast-driving cars, and they go for this international competition. There are so many of such competitions which are there. Not just that, but along with that, they are indulged in cultural activities like choreo, dance. And I hope if, I don't know how many of you would have seen for this one, but if you just search for CineSec on YouTube, you would find beautiful videos choreographed by our students, directed, recorded, shot, and completed with cinematography, which are available. And this particular video where the students danced on Ed Sheeran's The Shape of You song was, it gathered 12 million plus views, and it was a news sensation. So that is what the students are doing. So it's not just that you really have to do architecture, but you have to do everything else, everything literally, to be creative and also confident, because when you face new challenges, you deliver on them, you become confident. We have this fine arts where a lot of our architecture students are directly involved. They paint the entire campus. And another thing which all these clubs impart you is the trait, this characteristic of collaboration. So being collaborative means getting outside of yourself. You are not just listening to other ideas, but you're really hearing them, and you actually collaborate, indulge with other people. You understand how other people work, and that is what is needed in today's times. And so you actually have to get out of your comfort zone and be willing to learn new skills and traits. And that is what the students do through the cultural fest, which is the TONSO. We have the technical fest, which is called Cognizance, and a lot of other fests. Another very interesting thing that we have is we have centralized facilities for designing and implementing the prototype ideas. This is a tinkering lab. It is called tinkering lab. You have 3D printer, CNC machine, lathe machine, everything that you possibly need to give real shapes to your ideas is available here. We also have entrepreneurship development cells. So you would find a lot of student entrepreneurs and new companies being launched from IIT Roorkee. So not in any specific domain, but they're like all over. So we mentor them, we provide them funding to raise their own companies, innovative companies, and that is what the TIDES, the business incubator at IIT Roorkee, does. So we have that. Now, how do we do it? I have covered a lot of this, that how do we really do it? But at the Department of Architecture, we have world-class faculty who are highly qualified and educated at world-class institutes. So we have 5 professors currently, and I think 13 assistant professors, and we also have a couple of adjunct faculties, visiting faculties who come from the industry to keep supporting us. We do a lot of research projects every year. That's what the department's strength really lies in. We have a lot of research projects coming in, research funding coming in, and a lot of research publications come out of the department every year, because we have a lot of emphasis on research and publications. And that is why you would find, and as per NIRF ranking, QS rankings, IIT Roorkee is the most, it's the topmost institute in the country where the citations per faculty are the maximum. So it is the highest cited institute in the country. As far as the department is concerned, we have state-of-the-art facilities. We have applied arts lab. We have net zero energy development laboratory, climatology lab, we have virtual reality lab, we have sophisticated computerization facilities. And in addition to that, we keep inviting distinguished visitors to our department. You might be recognizing Christopher Charles Benninger, Pradeep Sachdeva, Karan Grover, and a lot of such keep coming to our institute. This is Harsh Chaya, and a lot of such workshops and lectures keep exposing the students to find, it's just to help the students find their passion. Somewhere you will find your passion, and once you do that, you will just excel at that. So we also have these very focused, intense courses, which is called a Gyan scheme, which is funded by MHRD, and you can find that on the MHRD's website. Here, one foreign faculty and international faculty collaborates with the departmental faculty and delivers the course. So that is what the Gyan has been. You must have, or you might have already seen some of these NPTEL courses, which are the online courses available for the existing students, of course. So we keep delivering these very focused and intense online courses, varying topics. We keep organizing conferences, which again expose our students. They meet up with researchers from across the world. Very recently, we concluded this conference called Architectural Science Association's International Conference, which was 53rd, a very old conference. And another international conference which saw a huge traction was on future cities. So we had the government team of smart cities coming over to join the conference. Again, I would reiterate that the department has been ranked #1 and #2 for as per India Today and NIRF ranking. And again, this year's NIRF ranking put us as #2. So this is the glimpse of the department, as you would see, and this is during one of the lectures. I would like to conclude here, but before I do that, I would tell you that I'm sure you all are familiar with how Department of Architecture and Planning takes its students. So you have to qualify the IIT JEE mains, and then you have to qualify the advanced. Along with that, you also have to appear for an architecture aptitude test. This is called, which is called an AAT. And once you are through with these three, that is when you secure a place in Department of Architecture and Planning at IIT Roorkee. So it is really, really tough, but it is absolutely worth, because if you look at the placements that our department is able to offer to our students, and diverse placements. So it's not just architecture, but the students go globally. They go for oil exploration companies, they go for banks, Deutsche, Schlumberger, you name the company, and our students, our alumnus, department alumnus could be found there. So I hope that some of you would be able to join us, and we would be able to see some of you very soon. So thank you so much for being with me here. And I hope you got a glimpse of how Department of Architecture and Planning at IIT Roorkee works and educates. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful presentation. It is truly an honor to have you and the college join us today on this platform. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
The next institution joining us is National Institution of Technology, Jaipur. The Department of Architecture is one of the creative departments of this institute that aims to educate the coming generations of art and science of making buildings. The endeavor of this department is to produce architects who would be able to consciously design spaces and build forms that would not only solve the problems of built environments today, but also would shape its future generations. From NIT Raipur, we have joining us architect Dr. Debashish Sanyal, who is presently Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Architecture at NIT. Since 1985, he is teaching various architectural subjects. His active research area of interest are self-sufficient housing, development of eco-cities, smart cities. He was awarded Justed Mahaprata Award for Research by Rotary Club of Raipur Central in 1995, and many more prestigious awards. Kindly make a note of the details of college presented on screen for any queries and information in future.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Please join us.
Yeah, you can start the video. Yeah, you can start the video. The video is unmuted from your side. Good afternoon to everybody. After a long presentation, now we also have a long presentation. Sorry, because of the lockdown, this presentation is not updated to this year, but then okay, for the prospective students, architecture as a career. Now, what is architecture? We shape our buildings, thereafter they shape us. That's what Winston Churchill said. Architecture is the imaginative blend of art and science in the design of environments for people.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, can you please put it on slideshow, sir? It's actually in that same first slide only.
Oh, I have already put.
Actually, the PPT screen is shared, sir. We are not able to look at slideshow. It's only the first slide it's standing. Yeah.
Okay, again I will do.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Yeah. Are you able to see?
No, sir, you have to share your screen. You haven't shared it yet.
Screen share कर दो. Yes. Now you are able to see.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm starting the slide again. What is architecture? You're able to see the second slide?
No, sir. It's actually, you need to enable editing, sir. Just can you click the enable editing on top, sir?
Okay. What's that? I don't know. Enable editing for
Camera കാണുന്നു കൂപ്പിട.
Not for the players, but it was displayed. And sir,
Devashish sir, you first start the slide, Sona. Hello.
Yes, sir. Now we can see, sir. Now you can change the slide. Yes, sir. Now we can see. You can start the presentation, sir. Thank you. Sir, kindly unmute yourself, sir.
Yeah. Architecture is the imaginative blend of art and science in the design of environments for people. The difference between architecture and building is design, and building is verb and building is also noun. Now, design of building and spaces according to human needs, using technology and science with aesthetic qualities. This is, you say, artistic side, and there is a technological side. Artistic side involved with environment, aesthetics, organization, forms, envelope, and technological side has this building technology, construction method, building materials and performance, etc. Now, why to choose architecture? It's a lifestyle, not a job. Incredible variety of options within the profession. Then longevity of career. Experimental is expected, and you can be your own boss. Artistic freedom and personal experience. Development of a creative language, and the job is constantly evolving. Then you have the incredible buildings. Main aim of an architect is to achieve three things: durability, utility, and beauty. Now, courses, we have BArch. The first stage is of 4 years in our college, and second stage is of first year, 1 year, that is professional training. And these are the master courses available not in our college. We have only BArch and PhD, but you can go from here to other colleges. This is the subject studied in NIT first to 4 years. This syllabus still continuing, but from this year onwards, we have started 2019 onwards. We started with a new scheme, and we don't have a 1 year professional training now of 6 months only. The career path for architects after graduation can be interior design, landscape, urban, regional planning, conservation, sustainable. And this is the professional opportunities. You can see that people can have private practice, can go to government jobs, can go to teaching, can go to BSU, product design, all that. About my own department, the department started in 1984 and with a modest strength of 20, and now we are nearly 79. The vision is educating the coming generation in the art and science of making building by producing architects. We believe on hardcore architecture. By the way, that is the look of the department, with the students making, best out of West. And these are the infrastructure, laboratory and testing facilities. We have our own building separate from the main building of engineering. Active participation of students in various labs. Then we have this 3D form experimentation going on. And those are the building plans basically. Then there are studios and lecture halls. Then there is e-lab, and of course there is a computer lab. That is the model making, new laser cutter and all those things are available. 3D printers. We have our own dedicated auditorium where we have this different seminars and different conferences, etc. Exhibition space where the remarkable work from the various classes we exhibit permanently, and then we keep on changing the patterns. This is the exhibition. We have our own model making lab and architecture library as e-resources available. This is the art studio of the department. This is a seasonal work of the students working on visual arts or basic design in the first year. Then climatology survey lab that generally happen in every architecture college. Building material laboratory. We have a dedicated NASA room, submission room, and students are encouraged to write research papers and present them in conferences. Our students every year go in the 5th semester for training in earthquake engineering workshop organized by IIT Kanpur. Students also go to Auroville and then national or international firms, Singapore, Malaysia, China, Middle Eastern countries, people go for their training. Students are also encouraged to take part in Journal NASA and NASA. Yes, we have a student body, what we call as Association of Students of Architecture Raipur, founded by us, and we host various events like expert lecture and Archifest, etc. Future prospects, as we already said, that there are so many things one can go, but we offer PhD courses in architecture, and the college already have 12 disciplines of engineering and MCA. So now we are also offering open elective in the new curriculum. So that's all from my side about architecture department of NIT Raipur.
Thank you, sir, for the presentation. We're really glad you have joined us today. The next institution joining us is School of Architecture and Design, Manipal University, Jaipur. The Academic Excellence Award-winning School of Architecture and Design, SAND, Manipal University, Jaipur, is dedicated to provide world-class architectural education, an ambience to inculcate creativity and innovation. The state-of-the-art facilities, dedicated and experienced faculty, and student-centric academic practices beyond syllabus are the hallmarks of the school. The quality of life at SAND is designed to shape the students into professionals with good human values. Name of the academic programs offered by the school are Bachelor's of Architecture, 5 years, Masters of Landscape Architecture, 2 years, and PhD programs. Joining us from Manipal University, Jaipur, we have Professor Dr. Madhura Yadav and architect Anuradha Chatterjee. Professor Dr. Madhura Yadav is an architect planner for over 25 years experience. She is founder head of the School Architecture and Design and now director of SAND at Manipal University, Jaipur. She is one of the founder members in establishing Faculty of Design at Manipal University and founder head for fashion design, interior design, and planning programs. She is UNESCO certified mentor for community-based participatory research. She has conducted workshops, conferences on waste management, bamboo architecture, earthquake resistant structures, etc. Her recent research's interests are architecture, ecology interface, and eco-cities, promotion of eco-materials, and community-based participatory research. Professor Dr. Anuradha Chatterjee is Dean Faculty of Design at Manipal University. Dr. Chatterjee has a 5-year diploma in architecture from TVB School of Habitat Studies at New Delhi, MArch and PhD in architecture, University of New South Wales. She is a registered architect in India. For close to 2 decades, she has taught and has held leadership positions in premier higher education institutes in Australia, China, and India. She is the author of 3 books and area editor from Bloomsbury Global Encyclopedia of Women in Architecture, 1960 to 2005, forthcoming in 2021. Prior to joining Manipal University, she was the first Dean Academics at Avni Institute of Design, where she was responsible for establishing culture and system for academic excellence. For any questions and queries regarding the college, kindly make note of the details provided on screen.
Should we start?
Yes, ma'am, you can start.
Can you see the screen?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Now?
No, ma'am.
Off. Now?
Yes, now we can.
Yes. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Relevance Chatterjee, welcoming you to this presentation on the School of Architecture and Design at Manipal University. And with me, there's Dr. Badura Yadav, who's Director for the School of Architecture and Design. And the presentation will be handled by both of us today. So on to you, Dr. Madhura.
Thank you, Dr. Anuradha, and thank you, RVS, for inviting us to present here for School of Architecture and Design. I would like to brief about the history of the school. We are in Jaipur and known as School of Architecture and Design. We have a very beautiful campus of 122 acres, and we have invited by the state government of Rajasthan to set up a university as a private university in the state of Rajasthan. We are ranked 9th in top 50 universities by iCare Outlook. Then in NIRF ranking, we are in the range of 151 to 200. We have been awarded as a best university campus, then the first smart campus by NDTV and Cisco. And recently, we are the first in Rajasthan to recognize as NAC A+ university. Our vision of the university is global leadership in higher education and human development. About the school, our school established in July 2012 and striving to provide world-class architectural education. We have state-of-the-art facilities with our dedicated and experienced faculty from all the reputed institutions of India. Academic practices beyond syllabus to shape young minds into professionals with good human values. And the mission of the school is to foster creative, innovative, and intellectually vibrant learning environment for academic, research, and professional excellence in architecture, and to prepare professionals to conceptualize, design, and execute socially acceptable, economically viable, environmentally feasible built environment. Now, our campus itself is a living lab because when we learn about architecture, sustainability is a very important factor in our education. So at School of Architecture and Design, Manipal University, Jaipur, our campus itself is a living lab where we can learn sustainability principles like water conservation, energy conservation, then locally available materials are used in our campus. For this, we got 2 awards for our green initiatives. One is Griha 5-star rated campus for water conservation, then energy conservation and environment friendly design. And the first LEED Platinum rank and green campus, educational campus in India. So these 2 awards are there for our university for green initiatives. This is a beautiful picture of the residential area of the campus. These are the hostels. On one side, there is a girls' hostel, and one side there is a boys' hostel. So, and it is nicely designed with the landscape, because in this hot desert, hot dry climate, we need to have landscape for cooling the areas. This is also, again, one of the feature of climate responsive architecture, because we have provided corridors for interaction of the students and where student can sit and will foster their this environment for creativity and innovation. This is also one of the pictures of our academic block, in which, again, this is a climate responsiveness of architecture in the hot, dry climate. So courtyards are provided for cooling the building, and there are all native species of landscape that are planted in the courtyards. This is again an initiative, green initiative. Our parking is covered by solar, and all the rooftop also are covered by solar panels for energy conservation, and we provide energy through our solar renewable source, that is solar energy. This is also a beautiful picture of, again, our hostel premises, where we can see the beautiful landscape and how the paved blocks are used for roads to have the artificial recharge of water. We try to arrange the workshop for our students for all the years by the experts, and this is one of the picture of workshop for massing how we can convert 2D into 3D. So this is workshop which tells you that how we can pursue and how we can create with the 3D with the help of models. Then we have a construction yard where students can go and learn hands-on experience, and this is the workshop from this is based from waste. So students have created sculpture out of the scrap available on the campus. This is a picture of a construction yard where students can come, and while learning building construction techniques and construction, they come here and have hands-on experience. Then they create models also here to see how the structure works and how the construction details are there, then joinery details. We have licensed softwares in our CAD lab like Autodesk, Revit, then Maya, SketchUp, and Adobe Creative, because we also emphasize our learning on digital tools. So we have all the necessary softwares in our CAD lab to explore with. Now, Dr. Anuradha.
Thank you, Dr. Madhura. And just reiterating what Dr. Madhura just presented, that all of that idea of the living lab means that your learning as an architecture student is not abstract. In fact, that you're able to draw upon the open laboratory, where you can see these principles not just as theoretical principles, but as something that is applied. So I'm covering this section on what we call learning culture and opportunities, and what are the kind of opportunities for learning or methods of learning that we'll be providing at Manipal University, Jaipur. Next, please. Dr. Madhura, you'll have to move the slide. I don't have.
Yeah.
So in terms of leadership, we have, I am there as a faculty dean, but there's Dr. Madhura, who is the director for School of Architecture and Design, and Professor Sunanda Kapoor, who is the head of architecture. They both are extremely experienced professionals and academics in the field of urban design and city planning, sustainability, ecological design. And I'm really well versed in design methodologies and history and theory. So we have, in terms of the leadership itself, there's a lot of support for the students to grow as professionals. Next, please. And also saying that the learning opportunity also comes from the faculty that we recruit and that we retain. That's a very important part of what we do at Manipal University, Jaipur. Most of our faculty members are from top educational institutes in the country, like IIT Kharagpur, IIT Roorkee, CEPT Ahmedabad, SPA Delhi, SPA Bhopal, University of New South Wales, and Carnegie Mellon University. So both national and international. So this is just a glimpse of our team, our teaching team. All are experienced professionals, and they're also are very, very passionate academics. Thank you. Next, please. So an important part of learning in architecture, I'm sure it's already been covered by the speakers who've been presenting since the morning, since the afternoon, is that there's an architecturist, there's very little so-called desktop study, but you're also meant to kind of engage in learning by making or learning by doing. So this is a student who's involved in actually constructing a model of the Manipal University Jaipur building. So learning by making is a very important part of architecture. It's not just a classroom study, but there's a lot of studio work. Learning through teamwork is also a very important part of architectural studies that you often, which is pretty much reflective of your professional life as well. You won't really be working alone. You'll always be working in teams. Therefore, in our school, there's focus on individual study, but there's a lot of focus on collaboration and teamwork, and obviously leads to happy students. Thank you. Next. Also learning through discourse, not delivery. It's a very important part of the kind of education that we encourage, is that it is not through a one-way delivery, but it's through debate and discourse and studio reviews and studio juries and visits and workshops by experts in the field is a very important part of learning. So that's why we're focusing on discourse and not delivery. Next, please. Also, learning from the field. So related study program is something I'm sure some of the schools would have already presented to you. The idea of field work and site work, and also not just in terms of modern buildings, but also historic buildings and historic sites that that we expect our students, and also students get generally they tend to get very curious, and there's a sense of exploration when you go to these beautiful historic buildings, and being positioned in Jaipur and Rajasthan gives you the opportunity to explore these a lot more. So you're trying to, so it's an important part of learning is this kind of on-field discovery and exploration. Thank you.
We have a memorandum of understanding with all national and international universities and NGOs also. And it is a very important part of our education, because we learn more through partnerships. So we have MOU with Hissam University, then Ecole Blue Global School of Design, Paris, where our students go there, their students come here. So that is a student exchange program. To ISTA also, every semester we get the students from major countries of the world, and then our students also go there. Then we have student chapter of IGBC at Manipal University, Jaipur, to explore green initiatives and to learn about it. And then also we have MOA with Intact, because Jaipur is a heritage city, and recently last year it has been recognized by the UNESCO as a World Heritage City. So that is an advantage for the school to explore heritage in architecture and to learn from our history. This is a group of our founder batch who graduated in 2017, and they are doing post-graduation. They are having their practice in different areas. So he is Mr. Hakim Ali Reza, and student of our founder batch, and he received the Chancellor Gold Medal for overall excellence at MUJ and full scholarship for postgraduate studies at Politecnico di Milano at Italy. Then again, the second alumni of our founder batch, and we are very happy to share with you that he has his own studio called Kalpakrit, and he has shown extraordinary entrepreneurship skills and set up architectural firm in Jaipur within a short span of 1 year. Third student of founder batch, Parul Sharma, and she secured first rank and merit scholarship for post-graduation program in urban design at CEPT Ahmedabad. Now, our students are going to the diverse field. It is not only practice or PG, they are also working as a content creator. So Rishabh Wadhwa is a student of 2013 to 18 batch, and he received Certificate of Appreciation at the Award of Excellence in Architectural Thesis in 2018. And he's presently working as content creator for Trip Machine Company and develops online content and videos. His channel is Blessed Arch. You can explore on YouTube. So our students are pursuing higher education from international reputed universities such as Politecnico di Milano, Italy, then National University, Singapore, Bahua, Germany, South California Institute of Architecture, USA, Deakin University, Australia, then University of Warwick, UK, and Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Dubai. And even national universities like CEPT Ahmedabad, SPA Bhopal, then Chandigarh College of Architecture, Chandigarh, then Srishti Institute of Art and Design and Technology, Bangalore. So our recognitions are LEED Lab. Recently, we have set up a LEED Lab because our campus is itself a living laboratory. So in collaboration with GBCI, we have launched LEED Lab in Manipal University, Jaipur. And I think in Rajasthan, we are the first to have LEED Lab. Then our school has been recognized in 2015 as academic. We received Indo-Global Architecture Education Excellence, Indo-Global Architecture Education Excellence Award in 2015. And in 2017, we were ranked in the second category of excellence by Global Human Resource Development Center Private Limited. And in 2019, we were recognized as top 10 must-watch architecture colleges in India by Higher Education Digest magazine.
Right. So one of the main points that I wanted to cover today also was that you are coming to an institution that is in Jaipur, and that is an important thing to keep in mind, of the kind of opportunities and experiences that our students will have, both at the level of historic architecture and the smart city, as well as modern architecture. Dr. Madhur.
So every year, this is the advantage for us for being in the city of Jaipur. And for every first year, we make it a point that the students of architecture should go through the walkthrough of the city. So they should experience the city, because we learn many things from experience. So Jaipur city gives us a historical as well as modern context to learn many things in architecture. So all first year students, in the first semester itself, we send the students for walkthrough of Jaipur city, in which they can explore the city. Then they can go through the monuments like Hawa Mahal, then Jantar Mantar. There are lots of things to learn from a climatology perspective. So students can learn on the site itself. So this is the advantage for us for being sited in Jaipur city. Then model buildings like Jawahar Kala Kendra, and this is also some of the pictures of modern buildings of Jaipur. This is again the modern building of Jaipur designed by Sanjay Mohe, and then Dr. Anuradha will take from this.
So as we wanted to kind of close the presentation with our message, in Faculty of Design, I'm very confident to say that we are committed to a learner-centered design approach, where students are encouraged to explore and discover, experiment and take risks, ask questions and think critically, and research and test ideas in collaboration with their peers and faculty members. So the mode of learning and teaching is collaborative, and it encourages risk-taking. Please go back, Madhura. No?
Sorry. Yeah.
And we ensure that our students have exposure to a diversity of voices and perspectives, national and international, from academia and industry, and that we're exposing our students to contemporary trends as well as historical practices in the field of design. We want our students to graduate, our graduates to succeed as people and as professionals, and we want them to take on leadership roles as design pioneers in the future. Yes.
As a director of School of Architecture and Design, I'd like to give the message to the students that we are committed to ensuring that students are trained to solve real-life design problems as a part of their academic training. We want to enable the students to convert their ideas into startup ventures also. And we are particularly well positioned in research and experimentation in the field of sustainability, as we have already explained that how our campus acts as a living lab, and culture and heritage. And we also adopt community-based research practices and smart city. So we want our students to be independent and responsive thinkers with moral values, ethical commitment, and a sense of social responsibility to lead and design professions in the societal context of the region. Yes, Dr. Anuradha.
Thank you, Dr. Madhura. This is our faculty, this is our team. So all the best to you in your exams and your applications to architecture colleges.
And hope to see you at School of Architecture and Design at Manipal University, Jaipur.
Hope to see you there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Signing off. Thank you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. We are really honored to have both of you joining us today. Thank you once again. I'm sure today's program has inspired a lot of young girls who want to choose architecture as a career and be fierce about it. Thank you once again. The next institution joining us is Balwant Seth School of Architecture in Mumbai. Balwant Seth School of Architecture, BSSA, offers a full-time 5-year bachelor's in architecture degree and a two-year full-time master's in architecture, advanced architecture design degree. Since its inception in 2007, students and faculties at the school are engrossed in the journey to explore the process of design. In formulating this agenda, one of the key processes was a review of the conventionally existing modes of architecture and design education, research and practice. Joining us, we have architect Atre Chaya. Architect Atre Chaya is a founding partner at Design Urban Office Architects, a Mumbai-based architecture design practice. He is the program chair for the Bachelor's of Masters in Architecture program at Balwant Seth School of Architecture, BSSA, Mumbai, and has been a faculty at BSSA since 2007. For any questions and queries regarding the college, kindly make note of the details on screen. I invite Professor Atre Chaya to present the college. Over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I trust all of you are safe and well. Firstly, I would like to thank Revisi and RVS Chennai for having us here to talk about architecture education. My name is Atre Chaya. I'm a practicing architect based in Mumbai, and I've been teaching at the Balwant Seth School of Architecture at NMIMS in Mumbai since its inception in 2007. I think I'd like to share my screen, my slides with you guys. And if my screen is visible.
Yes, so the screen is visible.
All right. So can you see the map of the world?
Yes.
Or at least a part of it? All right, great. All right, so this is a kind of a crucial time in your academic and professional lives. I'm sure that you're about to embark upon. You have a big decision to make. In fact, we all had to make these decisions at some point. A little bit about my journey, you know, as I was in your shoes at that point. When I was in school, like you guys, I was not sure if I wanted to become an architect, actually. In fact, in school, I was very interested in geography and science fiction. Particularly geography, I was very fascinated to look at the world from above, to read maps, to look at formations and patterns, land, water, mountains, forests, deserts, in that way, actually, know about different places by the way they looked like from above. My other fascination was science fiction. An author called Isaac Asimov were my go-to books during my school days. It interested me to know about other worlds, how people live, their cultures, assimilation of unheard technologies in their ways of life. I never thought that these interests would take me towards architecture. Eventually, I realized architecture is so open-ended that it could be actually approached in so many different ways. This plurality of its definition, the fact that there's so many different definitions, in fact, that different interests could also culminate into architecture is what got me interested. I went on to complete my post-graduation at the Architectural Association in London. and later on worked at Zaha Hadid Architects for a few years before moving back to Mumbai. My experiences there reinforce the idea that architecture is in fact an open-ended, process-based, experimental profession. It is some of those learnings that we very intentionally have infused into the core values of the school that we went on to set up. This is a crucial time for you and also unique in the backdrop of the times that we are all facing together. We are looking at new and uncertain times to come. And in such times, more than ever, education plays a very important part. It helps set the stage for an entire generation, for all of you guys, to make us as a society uniquely ready and empowered to what might come ahead. This juncture we are at today, though is unique, but is not entirely different from what we have faced in the past. We have as a people faced wars, struggles, strifes, famines, and disease even in the past. And yet somehow we have managed to survive and reached higher ground. In most of these situations, our ability to learn and quickly adapt to change has brought in the most success. Good education should have this very quality. It should open you up to find ways to constantly learn and adapt. It should open you up to new possibilities. With this in view, I'd like to talk about three, if I can call them, objectives that architecture education in general should address. Now, in the slides that you are seeing, this one included and the slides that are coming later on, you will get to see all of our student works. It's kind of like our school portfolio that I'm opening up to you guys. So rather than showing what our building looks like or people or things like that, I'd like to show our work. This is our portfolio. Now, what you're seeing again on your screen is a kind of a joint workshop, which we did a few years ago with Columbia University. It was called Materialization of Information. And we had this kind of an installation, a walkthrough installation at Carter Road in Mumbai at the end of 2 months of workshop research that we did with them. Firstly, architecture education should be about possibilities like I was talking about. And in this, we are uniquely placed. Our specialization as architects, so to speak, is that we can perceive, we can analyze, and we can synthesize our world in 3 dimensions. No other profession actually talks about this. And in this respect, architecture education should sharpen our skills so we can better perceive, better analyze, and better synthesize possibilities in 3 dimensions. That should be our strength. The second kind of, let's say, objective of architecture education is that it should be multi-scalar, which means it should enable you to operate across all scales, from the very small to the very big and everything in between. Learning in architecture should range from the microscopic to the megapolis to macroecologies. And I firmly believe we can contribute as professional architects across all these scales. In doing this, we can and we should expand our scope and our possibilities far more than just a conventional building making practice. Thirdly, architecture education must constantly evolve. It's very, very important. I think some of the panelists before me also mentioned that, and it's a very, very important point. This is important because we have to understand that architecture, like evolution and like all other human endeavors, is a dynamic, adaptive process. It is not static. It constantly changes. It is constantly defined and redefined by our own internal shifts in society and the technologies brought in by every new generation, as well as the larger forces of the natural environment. Keeping this in view, architecture education should be like a laboratory for broad-based experimentation that can constantly learn from, assimilate, and integrate from these dynamic parameters and shape the way we think and learn about design. Sorry, slide is going a little slow and fast at times. Yeah, okay. A little bit about our school. Balwant Seth School of Architecture, I think as was mentioned before, offers a full-time 5-year Council of Architecture approved BArch program. Now, something important here, as a school, we explore the process of design. We are not looking at product-based design. We are looking at process-based design, because that's where experimentation can take place. And through this process, we are preparing our students to understand the changing ethos of global architectural design and practice. We are a boutique school. We are a small school, but we're a very strong emphasis on building individual student potential. I think from the works that you're seeing, it's all built by the students through our studios across the years. The students chart their paths through the 5 years, and we as faculty are only here to kind of guide and nudge them. Our relation with our students is more like colleagues, where we collaborate on different projects and pursuits. Since the beginning, we have had the backing of NMIMS University in Mumbai, right from academic encouragement and flexibility. Being a private university, I think we've had tremendous flexibility in shaping and constantly shaping as we go along our curriculum. So it's never static, not 10 years old, not 5 years old, but tomorrow ready. To state-of-the-art studios, library, workshop facilities on campus. Now I'm going to run you through 5 broad areas of study, if you can call it that, we've tried to work with over the past few years. The first is learning from nature, then Mumbai, a city of ideas, the contemporary design practice that we are all part of, on-site studios, and industry relevance. Now, these are the kind of so-called the 5 kind of broad ideas that we constantly come back to in our curriculum across the 5 years in BArch, as well as the 2 years in the master's program. I'll elaborate a little bit on this in the coming slides. Learning from nature, I think this is a big part in our curriculum. We initiate deep learning into systems and patterns in nature from the very first year itself. We believe that nature is the supreme designer, and that we are a part of and have a lot to learn from as architects and designers. Of course, nature has been designing the world around us for the past 3.5 billion years, and we've only just begun. What you see on the screen are some of the outputs from these very, very intense workshops that we do in the first year. They're semester-long workshops that we do in the first year and second year. These are large life-size installations made by students after conducting intense research and creating study models over an entire semester-long workshop in the school itself as a part of the curriculum. Now, in this, we do research in theories pertaining to evolutionary biology, behavioral studies, structural efficiencies, skin adaptations in nature, and all of these are taken up right at the go from the first 2 years of the program itself. Learning from micro to macro scales in nature through experimentation opens up new understandings of design complexities and methods to conduct design research. And we believe that research is integral to learning. Without research, without theory, design has no meaning. So this is something which we actually take up as hands-on experience, because we need to shape it in 3 dimensions, using our hands, using the tools, the machine as available to us along the way. So this is something which is very integral to our learning process in the first 2 years workshops. A lot of intuitive understanding of materials and structure. Rather than looking at them in books, these are made through installations where we test different materials. We test them for their different joineries, for their different spanning capabilities, for how much load it can take, etc. Is learned during this process itself. And a lot of these ideas eventually seep into studies in our design studios in the senior years. They take up the form of research, analysis, structure, materials, and so on. The second, so to speak, bank of studies that we rely heavily on is Mumbai as a city of ideas. We are a Mumbai-based institute. We live in the city of Mumbai. We are 18 million strong, probably the largest city in India. And we consider cities to be our epitome of cultural development. We view the city, in fact, in the school as a live laboratory of a macro human habitat. So that's what actually even talks about the idea of multi-scalar, from small to big. A city is a macro human habitat. And this is one of the kind of study models looking or reimagining, let's say, certain spaces in the city. Perceiving the city, how we live, work, play, and gather, offers students first-hand insight into a three-dimensional experience of how a built environment has been shaped by the people themselves. Learning from the city helps understand complex ideas such as scale, movement, density, and these are the clues that students analyze and synthesize into their design process. It can lead to new definitions for, let's say, what you have on the screen is a social housing project emerging from different kinds of housing that we see and learn from our city itself. Now, Mumbai kind of actually becomes this kind of a cross datum because we have students coming from all over India and even from different countries and at the bachelor's level, and Mumbai becomes like this common datum which everybody kind of comes on to, kind of experiences and shares those experiences across the studio and learns from, and therefore devises their design processes. So it's a great icebreaker even across students from different places. Learning from Mumbai, I mean, has been extremely useful for us. I think what you saw earlier, if there was an experiment taken up for social housing, it can also redefine what public space could be. We already have so many different scales and range of public spaces in Mumbai itself. Now, questions like, can public space be a transformative space? That means it changes with time and use, you know, because it's already something that we see happening in our cities, happening in the cities that we live in. You know, there are so many different uses for the same space through the day, through the year. And a lot of these clues actually shape the kinds of projects that we do and across the years. I mean, it's not just something that just stays as a theory or as an idea, but to live implementable projects. That this is a kind of a transformative and adaptive public space in the city that has been designed in one of our fourth-year studios. The third bank, I think, so to speak, or the third objective or direction is contemporary design practice. Now, architecture is more and more becoming a multidisciplinary collaborative effort. It's no more a single person driven effort. And in that process, an architect will need to expand the conventional definition of what it means to have an architectural practice. Now, in this, let's say what you're seeing on your slide, can an architect specialize in furniture design? And in doing so, it's not just about repeating what's been done in the past, but can the tools of today that are at our disposal help us design and make furniture with, let's say, sustainable materials? Can new technologies help us achieve these outputs with minimum material wastage and therefore automatically become sustainable in that sense? Now, questions like these are things that are asked in our studios. Now, in order to do this, yes, I don't want to get into the backgrounds of, let's say, what kinds of software, what kind of hardware, what kind of, let's say, material workshops that we have. We are fully equipped in terms of the 3D modeling, scripting, coding software that we need to synthesize or imagine things like this, as well as we are equipped with 3D printers and the works that are needed to kind of actually manifest and produce these outputs in 3D, in live kind of space. Contemporary technologies, I think that's what I was talking about, are now offering designers new tools of perception and technologies of production at their disposal. Now, this is something which was not there over the last, I mean, it's just something that has come in the last 2 or 3 decades, and it's something which we want to make full use of because it's offering us as designers, as architects, far greater control of our design and building process than any previous generation of architects had access to. We can now simulate data like what you're seeing on your screen on the left and work with this data through our design. And of course, we can directly even 3D print what we see on our screens without any kind of third party coming into play. So it's directly from the architect's imagination right to the final output is completely in our control. How can we use these tools to shape our future is something that we ask constantly. And how does it shape our contemporary design practice? It's not only about the small, it's also about the big. Can these tools even lead to real-time data visualization at an urban scale, where scripting and coding and using mathematical models to predict patterns, to create efficient systems, let's say what you're seeing, I mean, again, these are studies based in Mumbai where we have a huge problem in terms of the number of people coming to spaces at different times of the day. How do you map their movements? How do you make sure that they are efficiently kind of moving through spaces to prevent crowding, to not overload infrastructure? All of this doesn't have to be static 2D information on a piece of paper. It can actually be real-time dynamic data. And this is something which we take up right from the first year itself, right from the go itself. Or let's say even the idea of ecology and architecture. What you're seeing on the right is how do you probably remap hydrologies or contourings of cities and address how maybe rainfall will create probably flooding pockets in different parts of the city. Now, this is again not done by just guesswork. This is something which is scripted and coded through years of available data available in our studios, which we kind of experiment with. So looking at the contemporary practice expanding into even things like big data analysis is something which we are looking at into. Now, in doing this, I mean, like what you're seeing here is again an experiment done in the third year studio where we can actually sculpt our design. We have the tools to view our results in real time, resculpt our design, and through this experimental process, I mean, what we call as the iterative process, achieve the optimum result. So in this way, our studios actually have become more like laboratories for design experimentation. Now, this is again something where, again, we just don't talk about sustainability, but we actually see so many different possibilities of how sun and its movement can actually affect shade shadow patterns within a given structure. And therefore, how does it affect people living or inhabiting those structures? I think the fourth area in which we really focus on is on-site studios. Now, this is something which, yes, again, a lot of people maybe before have talked about, but we actually conduct studios, I mean, in those places itself. We actually give design briefs, which are part of those places, because learning is also conducted in live sites, apart from, of course, what we have here in Mumbai. So we travel to various places in India, abroad, and all of these are integrated into our architecture learning. Now, we are people-based professions, so these site visits expand our perception. They create an awareness about different cultures, climates, socioeconomic patterns. Now, in this, of course, we conduct a wide range of studies ranging from historic towns in India, such as Jaipur, Jaisalmer, Ujjain, Banaras, to modern cities in India, such as Ahmedabad, Panjim, Kochi. We go to South Asia in Colombo, and we also go to places. I mean, these are again part of the curriculum itself. We go to global cities such as Barcelona, Vienna, Rome, Hong Kong, and projects are based on the learnings from these places. So they are not just going there for site visits, but we actually conduct research. We actually conduct studies there, and all of these are taken back as studies, as information data sets that we use while designing in the studios back in Mumbai. What you're seeing on the screen is a studio which we recently did in the old part of Panjim in Goa as a part of the second year studio project. Now, all these visits actually, of course, they help us to get more sensitive to different conditions. Now, we also draw inspiration. Like what you're seeing here is again a housing studio project which we did in Bhopal. We actually saw, how modern architecture has shaped the city and what could be used from that as a clue for designing. So this is again taken up as a housing studio project in the fourth year in the curriculum. Now, all these visits are again part of our coursework itself. I think coming to the last kind of area of let's say, objective in some sense, of course, industry relevance, very, very important. I think that's something which a lot of schools mention, and we also believe in that. Constant linkages to Indian, international academia, research and practice is very crucial to ensure that our curriculum remains relevant and applicable in the coming years. Now, there are constant interactions that happen across the 5 years where we have workshops, we have juries. In fact, a lot of what you're seeing on your screen is a kind of an international jury panel where we had people coming in from Glasgow, from Bangkok, even from Ahmedabad in India. And we kind of had this across the spectrum kind of jury panel to discuss the students' final year project. Apart from this, of course, we have researchers coming in, we have engineers, consultants, writers, artists, sociologists, coders, filmmakers. I mean, the list goes on, and all of them are not just there as guest lectures, but they are also part of our faculty, both core and visiting. So through this, it ensures that we are relevant to the industry when we come out, because there are so many different inputs that shape our opinion, that shape our direction through the 5 years. I think I'll kind of end it at this. I mean, this is where we are at. I mean, this is again a part of a study visit that our 4th year students took very recently to Vienna and Rome. And post that, we had a housing project in the 4th year itself on their return. I hope some of this was useful to you in making your decision. I wish you all the very best, and thank you, and stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. It was a wonderful presentation, and we are really inspired by your thoughts and words. Thank you again.
Thank you.
The next institution joining us is Lovely Professional University in Punjab. Lovely Professional University is a private university situated in Pagwara, Punjab. The university was established in 2005 by Lovely Professional International Trust under the Lovely Professional University Act 2005 and started operation in 2006. Lovely Professional University is recognized by the University Grants Commission, UGC. The university is in tie-up with many international colleges like Illinois Institute of Technology, University of North Alabama, Livingston College, to name a few. Joining us, we have Professor Architect Nagendra Narayan. Architect Nagendra Narayan is working as an HOD at Lovely Professional University and Design, Lovely Professional University in Punjab. He's associated with a number of technical, education, and social society in different parts of India. He has about 1.5 decade architectural academic excellency. He was awarded Gaurav Saman and Raja Ratna Saman in the year of 2004 and 2008, respectively, for his interest in social and educational works. He was awarded also the Gold Medal of Outstanding Performance in MArch in the year 2012. He is awarded A3 Foundation Teaching Award in 2005 Architecture for Outstanding Contribution for the Architectural Fraternity for the National by legendary architect of India, Architect S.T. Sharma. He is also the General Secretary of International Leadership Development Council in New Delhi. For any questions and queries regarding the college, please make a note of the details on screen. I now request Sir to take it forward with his presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so now it is already shared, ma'am. Screen shared.
Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Everything is okay. Okay. Thank you very much to all of you. Very good evening to the organizer, fellow faculties from different schools and universities of different parts of India. And very important is that we also, very good evening to our upcoming budding architects. I am using again upcoming budding architects, because this session is exclusively for giving the a stepping stone for Bachelor of Architecture course. And so this is very important. So myself, Professor Nagendra Narayan, on the behalf of Lovely School of Architecture and Design, Lovely Professional University, I am going to show why architecture is important and how students of science stream can pursue the architecture course and enhance the career in upcoming time. So when we're talking about the architecture planning and historical background, we already aware about that. Different civilization like Greek civilization, Egyptian civilization, different type of city planning and other thing that is very important, and that is related with the architecture. And our the history of our India is in such a way that we study about the Indus Valley civilization, where city planning of Mohenjo-daro and Harappa that can take place, and also we are in such a country where the ancient the mother of the architecture, we can say, Vastu Shastra, that is also very important. So we people study about that thing from the ancient times. So architecture, when we're talking about the architecture, when we're talking about the planning, when we're talking about the design, that is in our part of our civilization, and big talking about the heritage. See, when we're talking about the 10th century, about 200 bags after the construction of the Qutub Minar in Delhi, we have the tallest structure in the world, and that is right now existing in Tamil Nadu, Brideshwara Temple. That is so tallest structure for that time. That is very important. Okay, so we have the vast and rich heritage, rich culture of architecture development from the past. Yeah, when we're talking about the now, we all are suffering, whole world is suffering from the COVID-19. So everything, when we're talking about the lives, when you're talking about the living style, when you're talking about the typology of the building construction and other things, that's vary from different times, different in different situation. So architectural architecture profession, architecture academics, and architects play very important role. That's why it always said that architect is the leader of the society. So we need some able leader to pursue the particular job, construction, designing, architecture, everything. So architects play a very important role. So when we're talking about the why architecture, and other important thing is that why architecture at lovely School of Architecture and Design at lovely professional university, why? Reason is that we among the top architecture school, top university, not only in India, in the global perspective, we have the students from more than 50 countries. We have the culture of teaching. We have the student, our stakeholder as a student having from different backgrounds. Okay, so the stepping stone for the architecture exclusively for the upcoming budding architects who is already participating here, you must be imaginative, you must be creative, you must be thinking beyond out of the box. That's why architecture play a very important role. And yeah, why architecture? That give the entrepreneur, okay, teamwork, leadership quality. Oh, that this is the important thing, that perspective, if we consider, that will be the very important. When we're talking about the curriculum, and at lovely School of Architecture and Design, we have planning courses, we have architecture courses, we have design and product design of courses. And as far as master, we have from diploma in architecture, diploma in architectural assistancy, bachelor of architecture, master of architecture, exclusively for working professional. That is the weekends program approved by the Council of Architecture. And from 2018, we have also the PhD in architecture, PhD in planning, PhD in design. So if students entered after the 10th, after 12th, or after graduation, we have all options available here. And the important thing is that how our students can pursue the particular courses in such a way, our endeavor is that we inculcate in such a way that our students be the leader in the upcoming professions. When we're talking about the scenario of the building construction, scenario of the architecture education, before COVID-19, I want to share my experience. Before COVID-19, there is, traditional classes, traditional studio type of lecture and teaching is going on. But after COVID-19, the teaching profession, the pedagogy of the teaching absolutely changed. We are going online, work from home in such a way that can be followed in such a way that there should be no any academic academic loss of our budding professionals, budding architects. Okay, and we in during this COVID-19, we also follow for the proper caring of our students, so that students can feel that our schools, our faculty, our department administrative people can caring in all respect. Yeah. So what are the important things that is important here? So rethinking architecture, that is the important perspective, important consideration for the particular thing. And we have different types of perspective, 100 smart cities. Now by the question in my mind, question arises number of times that why only smart cities? Why not smart villages? In India, about 70% population, when we're talking about the approximately 90 crores our brother and sister resides in the villages, and the living styles of living conditions and the other, when we're talking about the infrastructure, when we're talking about the road networks, different type of blah blah. So what we observed here, why not the living standards of our brother and sisters who residing in the remote villages and the villages, about 6.5 lakh villages in India. So job perspective as a architect, as an architects, planners, urban designers, that is very important, and that is increasing in different perspective. These are some visuals that is related with how through our online teaching, our students 30 to 40 30 to 35% students are from Tamil Nadu, from South India. So from here, from the campus, from at the home, how we are caring, these are some rituals that that is just for how we caring through the online teaching and caring our budding architects, and there is no academic loss in all respect. So we are caring here. This is our academic block. We have the university that having more than 600 acres campus and different streams. So this is our academic block. This is our architecture block that compromises with uh, four departments, four domains in lovely School of Architecture and Design: architecture, planning, interior design, and product design. So when we're talking about the infrastructure, our school's name is Lovely School of Architecture and Design. So when students come inside the campus, we have everything. We have two auditorium. One is the big auditorium that having more than 2,000 capacities, and we have a small auditorium also that having about 500 capacity. And we our infrastructure, as far the infrastructure is concerned, we follow a smart classes before, from the inception time, and also enhance our budding architects. How? Through how? So the upcoming time, yes, how we can train our budding architects, budding professional in such a way that can be the leader in the field. How means hands-on workshop. Our main focus is hands-on workshop, hands-on learning, hands-on experience. I think we have the first curriculum pedagogy exclusively for our architecture students. In every semester, we have two experiential week first and experiential week second. That is the enhance our budding professionals in such a way that can followed with expert lecture, followed with different type of workshop in different fields, depend upon the requirement and syllabus of that particular semesters. So we have our schools compromises with different type of workshop, 3D printing lab, laser cutter, different type, whatever the requirements of a architecture students beyond the requirement of the Council of Architecture. We have more technology, we have more architectural workshop lab for the betterment of our students, for the betterment of our budding architects. Yeah, these are faculty. Faculty is the important pillar of any institution. So we have compromises with different 60 plus faculty and followed and visiting expert from different professions, planning, interior design, and architecture also. And our faculty compromises with we have faculty, PhD faculty. We have also faculty from foreign country, USA, Nepal. Okay, and our the main strength is that we have dedicated faculty, and we are here faculty from top institutions and the institution that having the national repo like IIT, SPA, and other. So how the profession, how we can enhance the particular profession, that is the also important part. And besides the academic, we also follow the curriculum in all respect, so that can enhance our budding professionals as well as budding architects and faculties and staffs, so that create a proper bonding for the better environment and for the better profession. Yeah, besides that one, we have also the association of different organizations, expert of the organization from different fields. Obviously, architecture course, that is the mandatory for from Council of Architecture Affiliation. We have also close association with the Indian Institute of Architects, National Association, NATA, NOSPLAN, INTAG, and different type of things. IGBC. We have also the student chapter in our from 2015 onwards. We have a student chapter of Indian Green Building Council. That is also the very important. And in the process of we are going to establish very shortly of the student chapter of ISRE as well as ASRE and FSI, different type of organization that play very important role. We have also PEDA, Punjab in Energy Development Agency. That is the that is our partner in different type of workshop exclusively for ECBC, Energy Conservation Building Code, and some Energy Conservation Week like that one. PEDA and Punjab State in India play very instrumental role for the for the awareness of the general people related with the IGBC, related with the energy efficiency in association of with B, Bureau of Energy Efficiency, New Delhi. So these are our great associations that play very instrumental role for inculcate our budding architects in all respect. We have already organized NIASA Council of Architecture Awards and LACD, and architect Deshpande ma'am, who is presently director of now the name is changed, COATRC, Council of Architecture Training and Research Center, but that time NIASA, National Institute of Advanced Studies in Architecture, and Professor Jayashree Deshpande is the director of COATRC Pune, and also we have the council member Professor Dr. Abhay Purohitji, and different teams, different architects from all over the India for compromising jury of this national prestigious award, Council of Architecture Awards. So we have also, this is our architect Dean, Architect Atul Kumar Singlaji, addressing the inaugural session of IGBC student chapter in 2015. So these are our, besides the academics, we follow the extracurricular for the betterment of our students in all respect. And for the holistic development, what will be the required, we will do This is our expert, different from different part of the India. Krishna Rao Jasim sir, Anil Lal sir, and world acclaimed renowned architect Raj Rewal sir already visited number of times of our architecture as well as university campus during the international conference. We have already organized 3 sessions of the international conference, starting from 2015, IPM 2014, NIS IPM 2016, NIS IPM 2018, and this year due for the 4th session of the NIS IPM, that is our international conference. These are the some glimpse of that international conference and international professional meet. And we have the expert and very renowned architects from this northern India, architect Surendra Bagaji, architect Sanjay Goyalji, only one architect in India that be appointed as a smart city director. A smart architect Sanjay Goyalji is the director of a smart city Ludhiana. Only one architect, about more than 1 lakh architect in India, but only one architect be appointed as a smart city. And architect Sanjay Goyal, number of times for the betterment of our students, sir will come our campus and address our students on different occasion. And this is for exclusively for the our architecture. But besides the architecture, we have also Dr. Mesram, chairman of ITPI, and different Dr. P.S.N. Rao, present director of School of Planning and Architecture, and number of expert and very renowned architects. Number of times, yeah, these are the some visuals of architect Raj Rewal sir during the NIS IPM 2018. Dr. D.S. Mesram, President Institute of Town Planning. Students from architect from Sri Lanka, architect from Bangladesh, architect Sangeet Sharma ji, son of renowned architect S.D. Sharma. Architect S.D. Sharma worked with Le Corbusier on the planning of Chandigarh. So architect Sangeet Sharma sir also addressed our students on number of times on the different occasions, and different type of architect Matthew Taylor from architect from Australia addressed as a keynote speaker during our NIS IPM. These are some expert guest lecture by the expert from different fields. Architect Charanjit Singh Shah, better known as Airport King. He designed Chennai Airport and number of airports all over the India. And architect Charanjit Shah sir from Creative Group worked in this group. And also very recently, architect Charanjit Singh Shah designed the corridor between India and Pakistan, and his creative team and under the guidance of architect Charanjit Singh Shah sir. So Shah sir number of times visited our institution, and architect Shah accompanied with American architect Scott B. Knox for addressing the, and this is our auditorium where our budding architects are discussing with our expert here in this field. Yeah, Dr. Hamish Rennie. Dr. Hamish Rennie is a professor from Lincoln University, New Zealand. Addressed also as an expert lecturer here, and architect Varun Sharma, senior consultant, AIMS, New Delhi. Also, so different parts of this is our, besides the curriculum, we more focus on how our students can interact with the professional who is having some acclaimed performance, having some legendary type of performance in the society, like legendary architect Charanjit Singh Shah, architect Krishna Rao Jasim, architect Sangeet Sharma, architect S.D. Sharma, and foreign architects from the other countries. So this is the salient features of our schools. We organize such type of program on the regular basis. Before joining as a HOD here, I was the academia industry coordinator. So during that time, we have also organized number of expert lecture and workshop for the betterment of our architecture students, our budding professionals, our budding architects. Yeah, this is some live example here how interaction of the students during experiential week, experiential learning weeks in curriculum. This is how students, how hands-on workshop, how our budding architects they engage for getting more knowledge, for practical knowledge in different fields in different way. This is the our salient features for the holistic development of our students, our budding architects. This is the same thing, workshop, expert lecture, visit of some architectural firms, outside sketching, outdoor sketching. This is also the during the experiential week where students are uh, designing 1:1 scale, how scale at a physical level, the exercise 1:1 scale, how if we are designing something, how we can execute that thing as a 1:1 scale. So a student will, after taking the some a small part of the plan, he can do and draw on that thing with the help of chalk and other thing on 1:1 scale. So after doing that one, a student will uh, feel better and understand in better way. um, these are some industrial site visiting by our budding architects for direct knowledge. How seeing is believing in architecture and in everything. Seeing is believing. This is the important saying by anyone. So how we can visit the site, how on the site performance, construction, different type of things is going on. So our students seeing on the regular basis for the betterment and for the holistic development. Yeah, these are our educational tour visit by the students in different places. This is this building designed by architect Raj Rival. Uh, some architect visiting Ahmedabad, other places. So different. We have up to third year, up to third year, first year, second year, third year. We have in every even semester we organize the educational tour, and for the betterment of for the holistic development, and students accompany with the faculty of the, and depend upon the course curriculum in which in that particular semester, which type of complete year, which type of courses is going on. According to that one, we expert faculty decide which for first year which side is good, for second year which side is good, and like that one, a student will visit for 10 days educational visit exclusively for educational visit outside the campus. That is also the salient features here. These are our students that we win different competitions at the Zonal NASA convention. First prize in 2017 design competition, different type of idea generation competition like that one. So our besides this one also different curriculums, students will participate national and international competition, and school level we also organize in-house in intersections competition, different type of competition during the uh, experiential week. So that is the, yeah, these are some trophy that was win by our overall winner in Arkotso 2015. Yeah, A3 Foundation. When we're talking about the A3 Foundation, that is also the national level, national or international level type of foundation that always try to do the activity for the betterment and for the architectural enhancement, and the activity of the A3 Foundation that will be instrumental for a student of architecture at a global level. So from 2016 onwards, our school, lovely School of Architecture and Design, is the overall winner 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019. So these are the proud moment for us, that due to our endeavors and the hard working style of our faculty, our schools, and our students, we are the continuously retaining overall trophy of A3 Foundation from 2016 onwards till time. And besides this, we also got, these are some trophy that is related with the that particular thing. Yes, this thing here in this one, in middle visuals, got rolling trophy for best architecture school in India by A3 Foundation. And the man, architect S.D. Sharma, associated with the working Chandigarh planning with Le Corbusier. So I am taking the trophy, overall trophy, by renowned legendary architect, architect S.D. Sharma. This is very proud moment for our institution and for our budding architects. And these are the thing. And our students also got different type of awards in this competition. We have also got first prize in Journal NASA Design Competition. And our budding architects, along with our pro-chancellor of the university and faculty, accompany with that particular competition. So this is the salient features of the our grade. Besides curriculum, besides different type of thing, we have own One India, One World, and our students will also participate in different type of cultural activity. So this visuals indicates our complete thing, that is. So lovely School of Architecture and Design at lovely professional university, our main endeavor is that we enrich our budding architects in such a way that can be developed in all respect. Mean, our objective is, our endeavor is that our budding architects be developed in holistic way in all respects. So this is the thing here. These are our pass out students working in different countries: Spain, Germany, Dubai, and London. These are the many more, but these are just for the examples here. Higher studies, our students also pursuing higher studies in top national institutions like IIT and SPA and SEPT and some other also. These are upper part that also pursuing higher studies from different universities. So these are the salient features of the lovely School of Architecture and Design. Yeah, these are our passing students doing our own firms, working as a entrepreneurs. We can say archipreneur, running own firm as an entrepreneur. So we can say archipreneur, working as an entrepreneur. Someone in cost food, someone in cost food, and after that one own firm, architect a third lot, working in Auroville by establishing own firm. Shiv Dada and architect Mohit Chawla and Raghav Mahendru. So this is our success story of our passing students. Yeah, these are our LSEDU. This is very proud moment for our school. Architect and planner by profession, architect Sagar Setia in 2000 batch. The batch is 2007-12. Qualify, cleared IS examination and got 66 rank. That is also great achievement for our school. And number of students already doing internship in different parts. And so this is the success story of our school. Uh, Obviously, if institution want to be success in any time, so collaboration with different, these are some different type of architectural firm, companies, and other thing for placement point of view. national and international top companies that our schools associated. So yeah, these are the RSMS Architects, that is multinational architectural firm based in Delhi, and different type of things, companies and architectural firm like DLF India, Aga Khan Trust for Culture, blah blah, different types. So this is also our salient features of our school, that we have tie-ups with different type of things. Besides this, we have also different type of own our different type of inter schools competitions in our LPU, because LPU is so big that we have number of schools, and we try when every school will organize different type of things: international competition, international national competition, international conferences, national conferences, seminars, different type of things. That is our part. Okay, and we have also the separate FDP exclusively for the FDP, HRDC, Human Resource Development Center, exclusively for the FDP, so that HRDC trained our faculty, and in such a way that can be our faculty be adopt the teaching pedagogy in such a way that can faculty, a student crack, and a student will learn. Thank you very much for giving the chance to the organizer once again, and for budding professionals, upcoming budding professionals, you must think about how LPU, why LPU, and why architecture. That is very important. But my being an architect and being an teaching professionals, having more than 1.5 decade experience, our budding architects, upcoming budding architects who is wishing to pursue architecture must be must be imaginative, must be creative, and you have to think about that. We have to
Thank you, sir.
hard work and smart work in such a way. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for your time, sir. Our last coming to an end of another fantastic session. I'm sure each and every one of us are awed and inspired by the speakers and the colleges that presented today. I immensely thank all the speakers who have so profoundly educated us on this platform and spared us your valuable time by honoring us with your grateful presence today. I would also like to thank RVS Chennai Padmavati School of Architecture again for creating this one open platform for these aspiring young minds who have got the chance to set their visions and dreams. Next Level Education Week is the only platform to allow both architecture institutions and students pursuing BArch to delegate and explore one another at the same time. For our tomorrow's segment, we have the following renowned architects joining us: School of Architecture Planning, Anna University, Chennai; NITTE, Institute of Architecture, Mangalore; School of Environment and Architecture, Mumbai; Sushant School of Art and Architecture, Delhi, NRC; Anand National University, Ahmedabad; RV College, Bangalore. These are the colleges that will be joining us tomorrow. I finally thank our participants who have joined us across the country. I hope you all enjoyed and benefited from this session. Thank you once again. Have a great evening. Goodbye.